Good evening, distinguished Wizards fans. I'm Sully,
I'm Raj.
and this is the Bullets to Wizards podcast with a very special guest today. Our guest today is a really good writer, a social media content creator with a cult following, an absolute basketball lover who incorporates themes of player empowerment, feminism, mental health, and overall fandom sociology in their content. It's at Lisco2000 or Leviya. Hey, thanks for coming on.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, was that introduction good? Did I
That
capture
was
your?
that was wonderful. So
Is,
many people just introduce me as the Dario Sarge girl, and I'm glad you know me as more than that.
Yeah, 100%. Like you have a really cool body of work across social media, and definitely people who are like deep into like NBA, Twitter, Reddit, TikTok lore are aware of you. So
Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, let's see. We got a fun episode planned ahead here today. We're just gonna go into just we're gonna get an outsider's perspective on the Wizards because people often slot us in with like I don't know the Orlando Magic, the Memphis Grizzlies as small market teams with do their fans even exist, which we do just in small numbers. So we just want to get an outsider's perspective on the Wizards fandom, the state of the roster, and then we'll play some quick games. But before we do that, of course, we got to say hi to our friend, the Wizards cat, and hit the intro music. Hi. Always good to see our friend, the Wizards cat. He's going to Vegas and recently for sports betting, so we'll definitely keep track of the Wizards cat when he brings us his weekly prize picks for that. But yeah, so we have a special guest today, Olivia, and first as I mentioned, I just want to ask, you originally did not grow up in DC, but you've lived in DC in recent years, correct?
yeah.
So
I went to college here,
yeah,
so
so I guess overall, first of all, DMV area, pros and cons from an outsider. How do you feel?
okay. Pros, because this I'm a little bit jaded. Because I come from New Jersey and I'm moving to New York, so I'm really used to that area. But the pros are I love the metro. I love how easy it is to get from place to place in DC and a little bit outside of DC too. Um, I love that most of the museums are free, or all the good ones are at least. I love that I mean, this is just I live in DC and I go into Maryland a lot, but not often into Virginia. So this is just mostly about DC. Yeah, I love that public transportation is pretty easy. I love that the city's small enough that you like know your way around, but you're not running out of things to do. And there's always like new stuff happening because people do say DC is boring, but I really don't see it that way. Um, my cons, Maryland drivers are, I think, the worst. I don't understand how anyone in that state got their license. Um, every time, I mean, I usually have my car down here, but it stuff happened and I had to leave it with my parents for a bit. But every time I'd be driving with my friends and we'd see just something cartoonishly stupid happen like in front of us, I'd literally just point and go like, look at the plates on that car. Like, tell me it isn't Maryland. Also, sorry, I went to Pride this weekend and I did like a Pride
Oh,
tattoo sleeve.
oh,
So
hell yeah, yeah,
they're
definitely. I've been
temporary, but
Oh, yeah, that's cool. You still got to be in DC for like all the big Pride stuff on like
oh
that
yeah,
last Saturday. Yeah, it was like the big one. I know. Yeah, so that's
yeah,
cool. You went to that.
I was actually in the parade. My friend works for NBC. That's another thing I love about the city is that it's again so small that everyone knows somebody. So it's like I could literally just be in the Pride Parade, and it was so fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good description of the DMV. Like anyone I've ever asked about the DMV describes, yeah, traffic is bad, Maryland drivers are bad. Yeah, you've gotten accustomed to the Beltway though. I like what you
Yeah.
said about the metro because I think the metro is a heavily underrated public transit system. Like
Oh my
it
God,
does,
I do.
it's clean for the most
Hmm.
part compared to like a lot of other cities. It usually doesn't break down as much as other cities, and then yeah, like it doesn't go like as many stops as like because New York is like almost every block. The
Yeah,
metro isn't like that, but it goes close enough to where you'd want to go. So
yeah, and it goes pretty far outside of the city too, which is really convenient. And yeah, I don't know if you guys know who Randy Clark is, but I met him at Pride, which is the funniest thing that's ever happened to me. But he's the current like general manager of
W Matter,
Ramada.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's literally so funny on Twitter. So I saw him at Pride and it was like a million degrees out. I was sitting there with my friend who works at NBC, just on like the side of the road in like DuPont Circle, like overheating. And then I see this dude like walk behind us, and I just shake her, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Randy Clark. Um, so the joke I made is like, how gay do you have to be to recognize WMATA general manager Randy Clark at Pride? But that's another thing I love about the city is that like the local characters are actually really nice and will always like stop to have a chat with you. So
Yeah, I mean, the whole corporate government culture is true to in this area to an extent, but
yeah, oh yeah,
like but I believe when you catch people in the right moment, I believe people here are actually nice. Like,
yeah. I mean, coming from New Jersey, I think it's a little different. And I mean, I'd say that maybe this is just because I grew up around New York and I grew up around Philly and like interacting with those kind of cultures. Like, I feel like DC is a little bit more antisocial and has a little bit less of like a connected kind of essence in a lot of places, but you can find it if you're looking for it, or at least if you just keep an open mind. Because most people in the city are transplants, at least where I am and in the
yeah,
circles I hang out in. But yeah, no, there's authenticity and kindness where you look for it.
100%. Yeah, like I definitely lived in Jersey and Philly. It's like the bad people are just kind of mean. Here, the bad people just kind of ignore you in a cold way, which hurts
Yeah, it's
too.
weird. It's weird because I noticed that because
But it's
there was this one time I was with my friends and we were trying to drive to Georgetown to go to the new Glossier they opened because my one friend only ever drives anywhere and loves Glossier. So we were like literally backing out of her driveway and she popped a tire on something. And we were four, like, yeah, we were still teenagers at this point, I think. We were in college, we were like 19, so like four teenage girls trying to like fix this tire. And there were multiple families that walked by us and just ignored us as we were trying to fix this. Like, you know, fathers with sons who could totally see this as like a teaching moment. Because again, we were like calling our dads, being like, "Yo, how do I do this step of changing the tire? It's like low key not working." Um, and it's just like I do feel like people in DC really ignore others. Um, it's so odd and jarring to see that, and then go into New York where everyone's kind of people will talk to each other more just on the street. And it's more common to like just compliment somebody on their outfit. And I'm not just hyping up New York because I'm moving there, but that's part of it. Um, but yeah, no, like there you can find it in DC if you look for it, or even if you don't.
100%. I really like the point. I love like the whole sociology or geography terms you used about like GC being a transplant city, because
Yeah.
100% that affects the sports culture here too. Just because
Yes.
so many people are so temporary. That's why like if you go to like a Wizards Knicks game, like Raj, you remember what
Yeah.
happened when we went to Wizards Knicks? Denny got mad at the "Let's Go Knicks" chants happening in Capital One Arena, and like I swear,
Yeah.
like it's just I think our fandom sometimes is weak. Just the fact that a lot of people are from other places, and
Yeah.
like me and Raj have grown up in the DMV area our whole childhood, but for a lot of people that's not the case. So just
Yeah.
that's why the fandom is shaky at best. So yeah, what's been your experience just interacting with the fandom, especially versus like the whole brotherly love fandom you used to in Philly?
I share a lot of the same thing that you guys are saying. Where if I go to a Wizards home game or even a Mystics home game, mind you, there are more people cheering for the other team. Especially if it's somebody in the Eastern Conference or somebody from like a neighboring city. It's so jarring. Coming from being a Philly fan, where Wells Fargo Center is so electric. Even if you guys, I mean, I know you're not Sixers fans, but if you go there and you watch a basketball game there, it is like night and day to Cap One. And it's just beautiful. Even if you're not a fan, just go to a game where they're not playing your Wizards and you'll feel it. And I've heard similar things about Madison Square Garden. I've only been to concerts there. But I would definitely say it's a lot of like when you go to a game, it's just a lot of casual Wizards fandom and kind of people bringing their kids, and like there is a lot of like the essence of like DC locals and a lot of Baltimore locals like bringing their families and like being really big fans, but that's such a small percentage of who's at these games because I don't know. Can I shit on Monumental Sports a little bit?
Oh,
Go for it. We
we
don't
don't
like
Oh, I
we
monumental.
don't.
fucking hate
Ted Leon says everything. We hate everything about Monumental Sports
they
Network.
willingly fuck themselves over all the time by trying to make DC into this like premier sports city that it isn't. They price out so many of their working class fans, especially fans of color, that like you can go to these spots in DC where there's all these Wizards fans, and you see so many like old heads wearing Wizards merch, but they're priced out of going to games. And you really saw that when they were trying to move them to the suburbs. Like, I don't know anyone who would go all that way or be able to. The people that would want to go all that way into Virginia to watch the Wizards, they probably wouldn't be able to afford doing that regularly. Um, and I'm so glad, I shit on Muriel Bowser a lot, but I'm so proud of her for really trying to keep the Wizards and the Mystics in DC. Because there are issues with Cap One being smack dab in the middle of Chinatown. Like, I know it prices out a lot of residents there, but it's a more of a central location and stops more Wizards fans from the city and from like more working class areas of the city from being priced out. So really, I think the lack of fandom comes down to the Leonsis family just making financial decisions that benefit them, people like them, and just ignoring where fandom actually comes from.
Yeah, 100%. And like, it's interesting. Like, we're a bottom like 10 team almost every
Yeah,
year. Like, especially since like Wall died, literally
yeah.
died. Like,
Rest in peace.
rest in peace? Like, are we even
Yeah,
bottom 10 in attendance every year? And it's like, yeah, it doesn't help that we have like also like usually the top 10 ticket prices per year. And it's always I notice like I usually rarely go to games in the first half of the season. Like pre-trade deadline games are always more expensive. And you've noticed this too, Raj. Like post-trade deadline, then tickets get to like resell
$3.
$3 to see the Hornets. Yeah, so you can get it. But it's just like beginning of the season, always like the prices. It's like $80 to sit in the 400s, and it's like
yeah,
what the heck. And then it's like the food. We have some of all the stadiums I've been to. The food isn't good. The food is also one of the more expensive. It's just the whole experience is
it's so expensive.
yeah. And
Yeah,
we haven't been to Wells Fargo yet. It's on our stadium bucket list for sure. It's like close. I don't know why we haven't
it's
been
really
yet,
close. Yeah,
but even like team with like a middling fan base, like in December, we went to a Barclays Center to see the Nets, and like even the Nets, their fans felt more passionate than ours. It was like, whoa, this is crazy. So oh, you kind of just have reiterated everything that kind of makes me sad as a fan. And yeah, and like I'm not
yeah,
trying to be like, oh, casuals can't come to our games or whatever, but at the same time, also it's like I feel silly sometimes. Like me and Raj when we go to games, you're like, oh hell yeah, Anthony Gill is checking into the game, and everyone's looking at us like, why are we getting excited over Anthony Gill checking into
yeah.
the game?
No, I
So
I mean, I get that though, like being a super like deep NBA head and just kind of naturally through observing everything, like being able to name all these rosters all the way down, like I get being excited. And when I go, like I'm a Sixers fan and that comes before anything, but when I go to a game that is like two teams I don't particularly care about, like I want to see the arena being electric. Like I want to be cheering for the home team. It is just upsetting because like okay, I went to Wizards Knicks like 2 seasons ago when they had Kristaps Porzingis. That was the most. I don't even like that guy, and that was the most depressing, just upsetting thing to hear everyone booing him in his own home arena. Wizards fans and Knicks fans alike. I was like, this guy's gonna go home and kill himself. Like, what are we doing? Um, and like ever since then, I mean, I usually feel a little bit just. I wrote an essay about this, which I hate plugging it because it's on my Patreon. I usually do feel a little bit weird and
you're a guest.
dejected.
You can plug as
Yeah.
much as you want.
Okay, it's on my Patreon. Go subscribe. It's $1 a month. But I kind of wrote about this just weird, dejected feeling I get always after going to NBA games, like regardless of if the team I want to win wins or not. And I feel like that moment was such like a catalyst for me feeling that every single time. And maybe it's because I live here, I really just go to Wizards games against whatever other team I want to see. But like I just can't imagine being a fan and just feeling so demoralized like that all the time. Like even for the Sixers, like we suck about I don't know. We're pretty good right now, but even in being good, we suck. So I'd say we suck like 70% of the time, and I've never felt demoralized by the sucking. I've always been like, these are my guys, and I'm going to ride with them. But when I go to a Wizards game, it's like, I don't even know how you could be in this building and not want to just go home and take a really long shower and never come back. So that's just my take.
Oh, some traumatic memories. I've seen Julius Randle get MVP chance at Capital One. Uh,
God.
yeah, like even it's not even just East Coast teams, like keep teams in the Western
No.
Conference. Like we've seen them play the Suns. Suns fans showed out for that game. We've seen them play the Mavs. It was like I don't even
I
like.
was there against the Warriors this year because I'm a Dario Saric girl, and of course, any arena where you have Steph Curry in it is gonna be insane, and there's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot, maybe the majority of the people in there rooting for him. But like that was insane. First of all, that was really the moment that inspired me to write my giant piece about, oh my God, I really hate going to NBA games, like just mentally. Even though I love basketball, it just feels so weird to be so close to the thing that I'm obsessed with. Um, and I don't really get like that with the WNBA. I always feel great after going to a Mystics game, even though they really, really suck. I think it's, I think their fandom is so much more dedicated than the Wizards. But anyway, like it was just so jarring to be in there and to see literally everyone in that building rooting for Steph Curry. It was like, what the heck?
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of like number 30 jerseys in the stadium that day, but yeah, definitely. Also, like, I don't think growing up as a kid, I didn't realize that basketball like stadiums could be so much more hype than they actually like. When I was like 10, going to like a game, I was like, oh, this is cool. And, like, but then like once I started like got older and started checking out some other teams' games, and then once like went to college, like I go to James Madison. Like basketball was hype at James Madison last year. We
Yeah.
had a whole March Madness run. So like after
Mm-hmm.
seeing like being in the student section, I was like, oh shoot, the Wizards fandom sucks. And then going back to Capital One Arena after that, it's like
Mm-hmm.
this is not the same. But
Yeah.
I I don't know what they can do at this point because it's been brought up like the Wizards they act like a small market team in terms of like how the like the front office in terms of like, oh, we can't go after big fishes in free agency, like, but then we'll like overpay for like like a
Yeah.
random role player, and such a small market mentality. Even though DC like population and like reach wise is not a small market, like we're like Indiana makes it work, Memphis makes it work with like their small markets, but somehow we can't. And this,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's really interesting too because if you look at the Nats and you look at the Caps, those are teams with actual fandoms in DC, and like even the Mystics on a smaller like extent. So you have two out of three of the big monumental sports teams in the Caps and the Mystics having actual fandoms, even if they're small, even if they're outnumbered. But then like when you look at the Wizards, it's just like nobody cares. Nobody really. I mean, I was still going to games during like the Bradley Beal era. Like I got here in 2020, and still nobody really seemed to care for him, even though he was basically like compare him to like Damian Lillard or Joel Embiid, where they've been there for so long and not really won anything, but still fan favorite. Um, and it's like how have you guys not cracked it when the Mystics and the Capitals, who are under the same management, who I hate, mind you, haven't also like haven't yeah they've figured it out, but you guys haven't. I
yeah,
don't know.
they're
It's
like no,
interesting.
there are no wizards that are household names in DC, 100%. Like, me and Raj have had this idea for like a TikTok where we like go on the street and just ask random people like in like the whole,
Like, can you name a Wizards
can you
player?
name a player? Yeah, and it's some and there's
Oh,
some people like guarantee that just wouldn't, and even
that's really good.
and even during like 30 point per game Beal era, like I guarantee you, so many the average Joe Schmo in DC was not
Yeah,
naming who Beal
I
was.
don't think they've had a name since John Wall, and I adore John Wall.
Yeah,
Um, like even before I got here or anything, I've always been such a big fan. So it's I feel like if you ask people to name a wizard, they're gonna say John Wall, even though he's not here anymore, which is just so representative of like I guess the culture in DC and what Monumental is trying to make the Wizards when they're clearly just not. Whatever marketing they're doing for the Wizards isn't working.
yeah. This is a really random story, but once I like matched with a girl on Hinge who said they liked basketball, and I'm like, can you name how much you know about the Wizards? And she's like, oh, I know John Wall and that Jordan played for them back in the day, and I'm like, gosh darn it.
Mm-hmm. And it's also like I just feel like a lot of what happens with the Wizards is that other teams send their young, like hot prospects here to die, like Kyle Kuzma, like Jordan Poole. I don't know if those two are gonna escape. My my like my oh god, I'm forgetting like a word for this. My way out there, wild hot take conspiracy theory is that Kyle Kuzma is trying to force a trade right now. Um, and I don't really have much evidence other than they took him off the bus and he showed up to the locker room wearing a keffiyeh when the Wizards employ the only Israeli player in the league. which is so good on him. I'm very, I'm proud of him for doing that. But he's so trying to force a trade. It's like literally, I have no other evidence. But I believe this is happening, and I can totally see why he would do that. I
See,
know some report's going to come out where it's like, yeah, Kyle Kuzma like asked for a trade or whatever.
I'm Kyle Kuzma trade rumors. I have my own conspiracy theories
Okay.
because okay, he was gonna get traded to Dallas at the deadline. Like that's a
Yeah.
pretty blank room, but he said no, which that back Kuzma has a really bad like history now. First, it was the "don't want to be that team" tweet when by the Pistons that blew up in his
Mhm.
face, and the whole rejecting a trade to the Mavs that blew up in his face too. So he's kind of looking like a fool right now. But
Yeah.
I have a theory that he kind of actually wants to stay in DC, and because he's
He
opened up
opened the
so many
cafe.
businesses, the
Yes.
cafe
I've been
and
there.
the
So
restaurant, and
good.
he has a restaurant in Gainesville,
Yeah.
Virginia.
Hmm.
So we've been to the restaurant, which was actually it was good, but also it was too expensive. But
Yeah, the cafe is kind of the opposite, where the prices are really good, but a lot of the things they have there just don't really make sense. Like I went there with my friend Tao. She lives in Brooklyn and she was in DC for the weekend, and we went and we were like, this feels like everything on this menu was selected by somebody who had never matured past age 12. So
because
it's like
it's like
strawberry
cereal flavored,
popcorn,
yeah,
ice cream
yeah.
latte. I'm like, dude, I just want oat milk. Like anything, like I just want vanilla ice latte with oat milk. And I went there, and the main guy who works there, I think, is Kyle's like personal chef. I'm pretty sure. Like he's just there, which is crazy. Or like it's one of Kyle's boys. I know he works with the chef in some capacity, but the main guy is like one of Kyle's boys. And I went there, and I was like, "Hi, can I have a vanilla ice latte with oat milk?" And this guy just writes vanilla ice latte. And I was like, "Did you get the oat milk?" And he just like looks at me really funny, and I'm like, "Can I please have oat milk in my latte?" And he like begrudgingly writes it down. I don't think he knows what oat milk is, because he did it to my friend who ordered after me too. I'm like, "What is happening here?" And it's like the coffee's good. I hope they figure their shit out. Like it's genuinely a good spot. Like I go there a lot. Um, but it's like I hope you guys figure it out. Like really. But that's my total review is that they don't know what oat milk is because some other
Yeah,
lady had to tell this guy when people ask for other milk, please just give them the other milk.
yeah, definitely like looking at the menu, I can tell that like definitely this is stuff Kuzma wanted. And
Yeah.
I watched a Kyle Kuzma day in his life video. He has a personal chef that like goes to his house every day for dinner, and he has.
I bet it's the same guy because they close at like 3, which is outrageously early for a
I mean,
coffee.
cafes in DC do kind of like the mom and pop ones usually
It
close early.
depends. It depends though, because a lot of them don't.
Actually, the
I'd say
ones
like
near colleges are till midnight. The ones that are like more
yeah,
near corporate DC, those ones close early.
everything closes early. I was there. I was walking around like Judiciary Square for Pride, and it was abandoned, even though the festival was like 2 blocks away. Like nobody lives down there. But yeah,
But it definitely we'll upload our vlog of the cafe in the next.
okay.
It's on our to do
Oh,
list
please
of
do.
summer. Wait,
Sorry, it's my
is that a?
cat. It's Tango.
It's a real
Hi,
wizard's cat.
Tango. Hi. He's so silly. Yeah, sorry.
Um,
My only place that I can charge my laptop in my apartment because I have a studio is right next to Tango's 8 foot tall cat tree.
no,
Um,
no need to apologize.
so
Like
he's gonna
we
be up
we we,
there.
we love cat. My cat's made appearances of this podcast too.
Aw.
She always meows. So she's on the yeah. So she's out of the room right now. But we get to a wizard's cat. All the cats we like cats on this
Yeah.
podcast. So um, see. In terms of other questions, I guess going into also you're pretty ingrained in some of the deep NBA like Twitter lore.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
um, is there any like good stories off the top of your head to share?
God.
Or, like at least how about like recent ones?
Oh my goodness. I'm okay. So I really was deep like in NBA Twitter like 2020 through 2021, and now I'm kind of just a normal person on there where it's like I don't really have the account and I don't really know what they're doing over there. But I do see a lot of it on my feed. Um, oh, my biggest flexes I think would be that I was mutuals with NBA Paint on my old Stan account, and he drew Dario Saric as a shark for my 19th birthday. Like literally as a birthday present for me, and it's still up on his
Aw.
Twitter. My other flex is that Art but Make It Sports follows me on my personal Instagram for some reason, and he followed me when he had like 300 followers, and would always tag me in Sixers stuff. But that's not even on Twitter. But that's just a unique flex. Um, I don't know. In terms of like recent stories and stuff, I don't really like super know if I have anything. Lately, I've been finding that a lot of my tweets blow up like without me really noticing. Um, and because what I do is if something tends to have like a lot of discourse under it and it's something that I actually truly believe in, and I'm like, no, I need to keep this up, and like they're not right, like I need to keep this, on my account. I just mute it when it hits like 400 likes. I'm like, I don't want to see this anymore. You guys are scaring me. Um, but then it'll go on to get like 50,000 likes or something. Like when I tweeted about when that weird reporter in Indiana was like making the heart sign at Caitlin Clark, I was like, that's sexual harassment. And I muted it at like 400 likes. People were being really weird in my replies. And then I got cross posted on a bunch of different accounts and it said like 70,000 likes. I'm like, oh my God, I have no part of that. But it's really weird to see how in sports circles, especially, your content can just kind of end up in places where you didn't really expect it to be. Um, and that's something that's I have like around 6,000 Twitter followers now. But I'd say 3,200 is the magic number on Elon Musk's Twitter. Like once you hit that, your stuff just goes out of your sphere like so fast before you can even really catch it. So it's super interesting. I mean, I did my capstone for my communications degree, my undergrad like bachelor's degree on MBA Twitter. So it's something that I'm always kind of thinking about as somebody who studies fandom and researches like online communities and stuff. It's not very often that you get an online community that is that. I'm sorry, Tango just jumped off his 8 foot tall cat tree. That scared me. You don't really get a community that is that young and that male that often. So it's just a really interesting place to, I guess, study fandom in a way that a lot of people haven't.
Yeah, I mean, especially you bring that up, like, yeah, for lack of a better term, a lot of like NBA social media is people like me or Raj, is like kind of like young 20s, late teens, kind of just dudes, and they just saying whatever that their hot takes are about sports, kind of, yeah, without disregard for like the human aspect in a lot of interactions. And also, like, I feel like I'm small enough on socials right now where at most the only people that acknowledge me is Raj and like maybe some other small members of like the niche like Wizards Twitter community, but like
Yeah,
beyond that, I don't have much reach. So I feel like I still enjoy Twitter honestly because nothing yet blows up out of my control. But I definitely can see like the ways people like loathe Twitter. I feel like once if I ever were to blow up, I would begin to kind of okay, I'm gonna mute this app more often now.
yeah. No, it's like I mean, there's also the whole gender aspect to it for me. But it's been a lot of like the tweet where it's like pancakes and waffles, where it's like somebody will say I like pancakes and somebody else will be like, so you hate waffles? Like that's what my account is right now. And I was basically like lamenting about this the other night, just on main, just tweeting through it, and I was like, it's just so crazy to have to constantly be thinking about like how other people are going to perceive my content now. Where like even if it's something that I don't really care about or like something I agree with or something I just think is like silly, like other people can see it in such different ways. But also, do I always have to listen to those people that are seeing my content in different ways? Like it's for example, like I was at the Mystics like gun violence prevention night, and the way they handled that topic, they missed the mark completely, and it was honestly really funny. Like they had the Mystics dance team is a bunch of children. They have like 2 or 3 squads that they rotate out, where it's
Wait,
like this
I haven't
fifth
seen this.
graders.
Is a wait, gun
It's
prevention night
so
was
odd.
a promotional night.
Yeah, so it was a promotional night, and they had their dance team do a dance where like they like basically acted out like a school shooting. Like they had like one of them be the one with the gun, and the other one's like got on the ground and stuff, and like it was really weird. And obviously doing this, during a media break in like the second quarter, and like the lights were still on and stuff, and I was like, this is just odd. Like, what are we doing? So obviously, me and my friends were goofing about it, and then somebody on Twitter is like, so like you're making fun of like gun violence victims. You're making like, what if they lost their families? I'm like, you're missing the entire context of everything, and this is why I hate being popular on the internet because people would just twist my words. And it's like if you follow me, you know like what I stand for. So why would I ever make fun of gun violence victims? Dot dot dot. I'm making fun of the Leones family for like green lighting this. Um,
Yeah, like I don't.
it's
It's
just an odd
people.
thing to have in a basketball game.
But yeah, people jumping to like assuming the worst in each other
Yeah,
is kind of the downfall of social media.
like
And then
I
all
would
yeah,
say,
because like my
yeah,
natural assumption is like, okay, we're all laughing at a team doing kids dancing for gun violence. That's like that seems like
yeah. I'm like that's
it's,
just so weird to do at a game like that in that way. Like they could have done it so much more tastefully. And then they had Doug Emhoff there, and I'm like, what is that? And like people were just in my replies like, you're like making light of this whole thing. I'm like, I'm not. I'm deeply jarred at how the management of this team is so disconnected from the people that consume the sport. Um, that they thought this was the way to do gun violence night in DC. It's like just so odd.
maybe
In
the
DC in the
only
summer, mind you.
yeah yeah maybe the only basketball that's like somewhat tolerable to watch in DC is Georgetown. No, even Georgetown basketball sucks now. So
Dare I say American University?
don't even. I have beef with American University. You want to
Really,
know
I
why?
went there. Go, go ahead.
Well, I got beef with your school.
Why?
You know who the new
Go
president of
ahead.
American you know who the new
Oh
president of
yeah, I don't. We don't
you
like
s-
him either.
you
We don't like
stole
him
our
either.
president.
We don't like
You
him.
stole it because you doubled the
I
salary.
graduated though, so it's whatever.
You handed him the private university back, and our public institution couldn't match that back.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, AU does have a lot of problems, but our basketball team has been very entertaining, or both of them, men's and women's. The women's is just consistently pretty good, but like nothing to write home about. Like they're just good, but the men's team is they can be really bad, but when they're bad, it is so fun to like hate watch them, but not fully hate watch them because like they're your guys and like you ride with them, but you're saying shit like they said Lincoln couldn't ball because there's a guy on the team named Lincoln Ball, or like yeah, just stuff like that.
You say wait,
Um,
you said Lincoln Ball.
Lincoln Ball, yeah.
So like that's such a
On Mutual
decent.
was with his mom on Twitter.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I guess I'm weirdly pretty popular on American University Twitter. Um, like a lot of people will follow me without knowing I go to AU, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, like she," or I went to AU. God, they'll be like, "Oh, she's on AU Twitter." Um, and now I no longer go there, which is crazy. But yeah,
We're
no,
kind
she found me somehow.
we're kind of familiar with like the DC college hierarchy because like we have one of our best friends from childhood. He goes to GW, so we've interacted briefly with like the whole crossover of like Georgetown, GW, American. I don't know. Like, what's the AU perspective of the whole?
Um,
You can throw
our
Catholic in if you want. I
perspective,
don't know.
my perspective is that Georgetown kids are really annoying. AU kids are really annoying. Like I think AU might be in a different way more annoying than Georgetown. Because at least at Georgetown, a lot of them like have like the money or like the talent and skills to like be acting like that. Where it's like, okay, fucking fine. Like I get why you're acting like that, but at
It's like
AU, it's all people who really couldn't get in to better schools, who are like myself included, who are acting like that. And it's like, all right. I think GW kids, I honestly don't really. I think they all just most of them are pretty normal. Like I feel like it's the same thing with AU, where it's like most of them are pretty normal, but there are a lot of people who are acting like that who really shouldn't be. And honestly, everyone I've met from Howard is chill. Like I love everyone I've met from Howard. I haven't met anybody from Catholic, and honestly, UMD is pretty good from what I've seen too. I'm gonna include them because they're right there.
yeah,
They're
they count the DMV college
they're
here.
pretty
Yeah,
cool. Out of all the people I met at UMD, I love all of them. Um,
George Mason.
I've never met anybody from George Mason.
Mason is such a it's a huge school, but it's also a
Yeah,
huge commuter school. And like
yeah,
every DMV kid like does everything they can to avoid going to Mason because Mason is
hmm
just you're at home, it's boring. They
yeah,
play on the A10. Their basketball team isn't horrible,
yeah,
but it's still like usually there's no school spirit at Mason. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I still got beef with your school though. I don't, as a whole, Jamie, we had a really good year,
yeah,
football, basketball, all that. Beat Wisconsin in the tournament, but then like all our football coach, basketball coach, our athletic director retired. Everyone just left after this year
yeah,
now, and it's like, goddamn.
yeah.
But
No, this thing keeps happening at the AU women's basketball team where um, half of the roster will just suddenly transfer like every 2 years, like clockwork, and it happened again. So I hope somebody like writes about that or does an investigation because I really can't anymore because I don't go there. Because they're always like it's good to watch them. Like I never really see any problems like arise, but then everybody transfers every 2 years. So it's like, what's going on?
Bigger
But
conferences will always exist, and especially now with like
yeah,
NIL
that's true.
money
That's true.
makes it really hard. So
Yeah.
I get like for the player empowerment reasons, I get it. It's just as a fan of my college, it hurts like when
Hmm.
half the roster leaves after every good season. But
Yeah.
speaking of, this is a good segue. Speaking of college dudes, so draft coming up. We're not gonna go too in depth, but just as I'm sure the Wizards have the second overall pick, and I think this is pretty significant because we've been stuck in like 8th to 10th pick purgatory for the last five
Yeah.
years because we try too hard to like be mid, and then we end up like falling short. We fall short of mid. And being short of mid is 8 to 10. But this year we
Yeah.
actually have the second overall pick, and the fan base is split. Like, oh god, this is random, but if you ever go on Wizards Facebook is insane with
That's
who they
somewhere
want.
I would not go with a gun.
Wizards Facebook is with who they want
You
to
couldn't
draft.
pay
So,
me. You couldn't
if
pay
you
me to go
were
there.
If you were the Wizards GM Will Dawkins of the second pick, who would you go with?
I'm gonna be honest. I've not paid attention to this draft at all. I couldn't name two people in it. Not
French
not even
guy?
kidding. Not even kidding.
Sorry, Risache.
I refuse to pay attention to the draft ever. I'm just
Okay,
like I just leave it up to God. I don't know. Um,
so you
I
could
mean, who do you guys?
You could name Mike Muscala, but you can't name Alex Sarr.
So I can name Mike Muscala because like he's oomph. Like that's oomph.
So
Like
that's
he's bestie. Like he's my LinkedIn connection. Like we've literally had a real life conversation. Okay.
there's honestly two things I've seen from your content that made me think, okay, she could be a good guest on a Wizards podcast.
Yeah.
One, it's the Mike Muscala thing, is okay. That's a deep cut Wizards player, so
Mhm.
she knows Wizards ball in that sense. And then also, you mentioned before, yeah, the whole Kyle Kuzma bus thing. Also,
That was so interesting. I literally just saw a bus with Kyle Kuzma on it, and I made that joke where it's like the Smith song, where it's like if the
yeah,
the
double
Kyle,
decker
yeah.
bus. Yeah,
I was like
Kyle
if the
Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma bus crashes into us, and then like I'm in this group chat of a bunch of people who do NBA stuff on TikTok. I always flex on people that like I'm friends with, like Jokic Joestar and like the Goth Girl and people like that. Like we're all in this big group chat. I find it interesting that they invited me because at the time of this happening, I only had like 6,000 followers. But yeah, a bunch of people from that decided to like duet it and like make a Kyle Kuzma bus flyer sort of situation. And I kind of stopped. Like it was another one of those things where it's like I post this video and then I just ignore it. But you can't really mute things on TikTok, so I did see all that. And I don't know if Kyle Kuzma is aware of the Kyle Kuzma bus. I hope he is, but it might just be one of those things where he's not allowed to comment on it since he's not on the bus anymore. They took him off. It's now the Denny Bilal Corey bus, which is less funny to me.
Oh shoot, Raj got.
I don't find any of them funny. I'm sorry. Like they're just guys.
Oh,
I don't really
oh
Kyle Kuzma
shoot.
is funny. Jordan Poole is funny. Those three are not funny.
Okay, but see that's the problem with the Wizards again.
Yeah.
Poole and Kuzma, they're funny, but not in a way that's
No,
flattering
you
for
just
us.
kind of
It's just
Kuzma
like,
a
cause
little
like the
bit. Kuzma a little bit. I do
Kuzma
love
has,
him genuinely, but Jordan Poole, I don't really. I just
I don't
laugh at
know,
him.
Kuzma lost a lot of aura this season. He had more
Oh
aura like a year or
yeah,
two. Kuzma's got a weird curve. Like his aura went up with the Lakers, then it went down the whole like Ni Hao China.
yeah,
He was on the China team with Ben Simmons after his
yeah,
last year in LA. Then the Wizards rebuilt his career, like him being able to get like a 1, 2, 3 option. He got to
yeah,
rebuild his stock. But now like after like the whole worst Wizards season in franchise history last season. He's
yeah,
kind of going down with all his weird tweets and
yeah.
stuff.
I don't think they can't make me hate Kyle Kuzma. He's one of those players where it's like it's the same thing with John Morant for me. It's like they can't make me hate him. Like I just there's no matter like how bad the press is or like unless either of those two like do something actually like really bad to somebody, like you can't make me hate them. Um, and it's like it's interesting because a lot of people feel like that with Anthony Edwards, but I'm like no, I actually don't like that guy because of the
Okay,
things
so
that he's done off court. But like those, you can't make me hate Kyle Kuzma.
yeah, at least in terms of like, yeah, Kuzma hasn't done anything evil to this point.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
he's just
yeah,
corny. He's just
Yeah.
annoying, and I love somebody who's proudly corny. Like Jordan Poole doesn't know that he's corny. I think he's unaware of the fact that he's a total cornball. But like Kyle seems aware of it to an extent where it's like, oh yeah, I'm opening like this stupid fucking cafe with like Pop Tart coffee, where it's like, okay, I kind of get that coming from you, like that's fine. Um, and I go there and I don't order that, but I'm like, that's there for people who want it, and I get it.
You know, he started the season with blue hair, and then we
Yeah.
made an edit with the the blue hair song with TV Girl when had
Oh
his
my
hair.
god.
So, but yeah, it's just things like that. Like he just, I appreciate that. Yeah, at least he's a little more self aware. Like, I can tell at least in his interviews than Poole. But it's interesting you mentioned the Poole and Kuz being like the only kind of players and like goofballs you like on the Wizards right now. Because when we
Yeah.
look at our analytics, whenever we put like either Poole or Kuzma in like either a short or a full podcast episode, like the thumbnail, our numbers do so much better than when I put like Corey in the title or something else. Like,
It's like I think the thing. Okay, so how I feel about those three players that they selected to put on the bus, Denny. So I just really find him annoying. I find him so annoying, just in general. I feel so bad because I have a friend who has basically the same thing with me with Dario Saric, but for Denny, and I'm like, God, I wish I could like this guy, but I really just can't. Bilal, I love him. Nothing bad to say about that guy. He's just not like funny, like entertaining in the
well,
same way.
hold. I have a with a Bilal in 3 years is gonna be really funny. I've been
Yeah.
paying close attention to his activity this offseason. He's been hanging out with Jordan Poole a lot. He's been like posting more like shirtless workout pictures and like just being goofy
Oh
and
no,
and he's
no.
talking about Chick-fil-A. So I feel like Bilal is getting
I
a
love
little bit of a Jordan
him.
Poole
He's
influence.
such a
So
goober. No, it's like I do really love him. If they put him on that bus alone, I would be like, this is so cool. But the thing is that him. Okay, my problem with Corey. Are you ready for it?
The way you love Dario Saric, that's my love for Corey Kispert.
Sorry.
Like, look, I have his jersey in the background. I have like a signed
Okay.
card that Sully got me.
Okay.
I have like a rookie card from when he was
Aw.
in Gonzaga, and he's
Yeah.
literally my phone wallpaper.
It's my phone case. Do you wanna?
Oh, I gotta put it. Oh, I gotta put it on my phone.
Yeah, do it, do it. I've
Oh,
had
I
this
gotta do
for
that.
3 years. A
I
weird,
definitely gotta do
weird
that.
ex of mine bought this for me, and it's still in there. So if you ever need a girl to remember you every time they look at their phone, even though they hate you, just card, clear phone case, boom. But yeah, no, I will always respect. That's a nice card, actually. Like I don't. My thing with Corey
Yeah,
is I just feel like there's teams with these organic little white guards. Like you have like Dante DiVincenzo on the Knicks, and you have TJ McConnell on the Pacers, and I feel like Corey, like in theory, could be that on the Wizards, but he's just not because he's just lame. Just nothing. Like I'm sorry, like I know you love him, but I just like, and he's like a good player. It's just there's some kind of personality disconnect I think happening where it's like again, this is like a professional industry. This is these people's jobs. They don't need to act a certain way for anything. But I just feel like in terms of fandom, it's like the Wizards have one of every archetype on every team that just isn't performing
yeah,
to their fullest. If that makes sense.
it's true because yeah, for lack of a better term, Corey does fit the whole like
Yeah,
white hustle like shooter slasher
he
kind
just
of.
his energy. I don't like using the word aura because of what it means now, but like his essence is just not. It's like he so clearly like could look like a TJ McConnell. Oh, I love it.
there we go. I'm
My
keeping
army.
that.
But he so clearly could like look like a TJ McConnell or look like a Dante DiVincenzo, but he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it in him. Like I don't know what it is, and I feel like it's so similar. Like guys like Bilal could be like a Jordan Poole or could be like a Scotty Barnes in a sense. Like I feel like I see personality wise some Scotty Barnes in Bilal, but like he's just not. He's just not that funny and stuff. Not saying as much as he could be.
I
And you have, I mean, you have like,
I
yeah, no, you go because
I was
I've been
like
just
I
naming
have
people.
for me Bilal. I guess a different former Raptor. I see him as like OG as his ceiling. Like
Yeah,
play style and just like personality. Like at least for now, I don't unless he gets changes, but at least for now, like he reminds me of OG. Corey reminds me of a very young JJ Redick.
no, God, oh, I don't
It,
like
I,
JJ either. You're not
I
doing
can't
him
st-
any favors.
I can't stand JJ Redick's podcast. I can't.
I don't like JJ Redick at all. I just there's just something. I really, it's like this thing where I'm like, he could be so much better at what he does, and he's just not. Like,
I don't know, would you be mad if because like Dan Hurley, the Yukon guy, turned down the Lakers
yeah.
job? So it's likely again. I know Shams lied
Oh
to us about
God.
Shams lied about Reddick to LA, but now he actually it might be happening again. Reddick to
So yeah, my take on that is I love it. Just because number one, we're not gonna have to hear that stupid podcast ever again, or not ever again, but until he's
actually
not the coach anymore. Number two, we get to watch this guy who's never coached anything in his life be the head coach of the Lakers. Like they're trying to get themselves a second Pat Riley, but the thing is, JJ Redick's just white and wears suits. Okay, you can't hire
yeah.
somebody based on the fact that their aura kind of gives a little bit of Pat Riley just based on how they look. Like that's not how it works. But it would be so entertaining to watch him coach the Lakers, especially this Lakers team,
I know like
right as it
with
is right
H
now.
like in the
So
state of like
funny.
ancient LeBron and like
Yeah. You're coaching
Davis
a guy who's older than you, like, oh my God. Which I don't know, actually. I don't know if LeBron's older than JJ Redick. I'm going to look that up right now.
no, LeBron's
Um,
definitely older than actually that's good
I'm Googling it right now. Oh,
because
yeah, JJ's 39. They're the same age. That's actually the
oh
funniest thing in the world.
because I know they're tight like obviously on their podcast so we're like buddy
Yeah,
buddy
yeah, yeah.
so
But I think it would be very funny to watch. And I maybe he'll do a good job, and if he does do a good job, then I take back what I said about not about him on a personal level, but him on a basketball level. But if it doesn't turn out to be wonderful, I get to laugh, and I love laughing.
especially the Lakers yeah.
Oh yeah, I love laughing at the Lakers. They're my favorite
Especially
team to laugh at.
especially as from a Wizards fan, we have a different perspective of like
Yeah,
laughing the Lakers because we make trades with them like every year for some
all the
reason.
time.
The roster crossover between DC and LA is kind of insane. Between like I can go down
Yeah.
like freaking Thomas Bryant, Isak Bonga,
Oh my
Kuzma,
God,
KCP, Montrez, like
Rui.
Westbrook, like the amount of like
Rest in
even like
peace,
freaking
Rui. I miss him.
I do miss and
They
man
did
Ruby
the whole cherry blossom thing for him and then traded him. That's evil.
I know and
That
it's
is
like honestly.
evil.
And honestly, Rui kind of got kicked out just to give Denny more minutes, and that kind of
Yeah.
upset me too. Like I don't, as a player,
Oh God, I hate being a
Denny's
Denny
gotten better.
hater. Yeah,
He's gotten better, but like every time I see him, he still reminds me that we could have drafted Halliburton instead.
he's
Yeah.
just annoying to me. Yeah, no, I tried to like Denny for so long. I have like one of my really good friends like basically has a special interest on him. I just can't stand him. I don't know why, but he's just annoying. I think it's like one of those cases where like I was saying earlier, it's a player who could be something but just isn't that something. Where like
Yeah,
same thing where like Corey could be a TJ McConnell or a Dante DiVincenzo. He just isn't. And it's the same way that DC could be a New York or a Philly, but they just aren't, you know? It's just kind of the city that's like a
yeah.
facsimile of other things, but they just can't be there is no like actual personal identity happening on this team. And I think that's why a lot of people can't get into them and why a lot of people don't like them and why they can't really figure themselves out either. Because they're this team of dudes who don't really have like an identity in a sense, and a lot of them just expect to be traded away at some point, that they aren't actually building anything. It's just a waiting period before they get sent somewhere else, a la Daniel Gafford, who I love. The Wizards just love to trade everyone I love in this city.
See,
Um,
Gafford is the recent trade that hurt us the most, just because
yeah,
Gafford's goofiness
I
embodied the
love
Wizards, and
him.
he really bought into the
Yeah.
goofiness of Wizards culture. We've talked to him on his Twitch streams before. He
Wait, that's so
we talked.
cool.
Wait, he's talked to you on Discord before, right, Raj?
I called him on Discord one time. I didn't expect him. Well, he didn't pick up, but you know,
Oh,
on Discord when someone goes on their phone and it says they're active on their phone, as soon as I called him, he was on his phone, so I felt bad and I said sorry, but he never responded. But I guess.
But you've talked to him
that's
on his Twitch
silly.
streams,
Oh
right?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've had a conversation with
Yeah.
Gafford on his
No,
little
but it's
Twitch
like
stream.
that's what like I think the Wizards just need to be more involved in the city in which they live and the culture of the city in which they live. Like I love that they have mumbo sauce at every game. That's one thing that I adore that the Leonsis family did. And they have it at like every other DC sport, but like I'm so just surprised and grateful that Monumental Sports made that decision because that is something that is important to DC culture and it makes them
100%.
stand out and it's an identifying thing for the city and could be an identifying thing for the team. I think the cherry blossom promotions that they do are incredible. I don't know why they stopped doing
You
that.
see, you don't like the boundary stones.
Yeah, okay. The boundary I like because I'm a dork and I love local history, but I think no DC residents are that excited about it. I don't think even like
most
you have to do
most
things
East
kind
didn't
of
know
yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
I
Nobody knew
knew
what
what
it
it
was.
was, but I was like, this is so fucking dorky. And also
It
the
doesn't help.
jerseys are ugly.
They look esports
So
jerseys, so
I
they are
like
so
them, but
ugly. I'm sorry. We just disagree on everything. But um, yeah, I like the
yeah,
concept. The
yeah,
execution is just
yeah. Livy and Raj disagreeing everything's really good because I'm good at you guys are competing against each other in our trivia or
dude, taking
I'm
all the
our
Corey
game night.
shots
excited.
hurt. All the Corey shots hurt,
I'm.
but I'm taking it.
You can
So
shoot a
yeah.
Dario if you want. I don't really care.
The
I'm
thing
kind of used to it.
I don't know him.
Okay, see, that's a shot in itself. That's a shot in itself. That's a shot. That's a shot in itself.
See, I started watching basketball like 2 years ago. That's it. I'm not
Yeah.
like deep like Sully
Okay.
is.
Yeah, see, Raj is like my friend throughout
Yeah.
childhood. Like I've known him since like middle school, but I wasn't able, I had to force him into basketball. Now he's as much of a sicko as I am, but it took him a
Okay.
second to get there.
Yeah.
But
This. Yeah.
I'd say my knowledge goes back till 2013, 14 is when I started
Okay.
my sicko era. So
Yeah. My sicko era goes back to about 2017 ish. Before that, I really don't know anything. Like, I cannot name historical NBA players past basically like that. Like, I can do it a little bit, but not a ton.
okay,
So,
well, I think this is a good transition into
yeah.
our game
I'm
time.
so excited. I love
So
games.
there's oh yeah, I made a I made wait where's the so I made this is the intro music for when we do game time. Are you ready?
Yep.
It's bullets to wizards game time. Are you a real wizards lover? Are you a real wizards sicko? Are you a straight up baller? Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
Wow.
I know you weren't expecting that.
You just tend to use AI for its intended purposes. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful that
Yeah, like
you
I've
use that
never
for purposes. Yeah.
like yeah, my relationship with AI, like I will never use it for a paper. I hate like the tone and the syntax and all that of like how
Yeah.
AI writes. It's not me. But when it comes
Yeah.
to like I'm not a music producer. This is
Yeah.
perfect for me. AI right there.
Yeah. Just make something dumb and acknowledge how dumb it is that a robot made this dumb thing for me when there are
Yeah.
people that can do it better. So I think that's wonderful and I love that little ditty.
Yeah, but it's funny thing. Our actual intro song is not AI generated.
Hmm.
You won't hear it now, but you'll hear it in post edit when you watch it later. And that's actually a song from a real guy that actually made it. And what I thought it was, it's a funny story. It was copyright. I thought it was copyright free. Then it wasn't. I got a copyright strike for it. And then I talked to the guy. I'm like, can I use it? He was like, oh, okay. And then he
That's
removed the
that's
strike.
cool. That's
So
sick.
our whole channel got striked for like a day,
Oh
and then
no, okay.
I had to like contact this guy, and then he like removed it. So
That's lovely. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that worked out for you.
And when we were trying to find like the intro music, we tried the Mambo Sauce song "Welcome to DC," and we
Mm,
DM'd them, and they left us on red instantly, and never like
evil.
that would have been so nice if we actually had access to that.
because you
Oh
know that song
man,
like after the starting lineup at every Wizard game, it's like
Yeah.
"Welcome to DC." It's like such a goofy song, and we were trying to. I was willing to pay a small amount to be able to use that if possible, but they didn't never got back to me. So
Aw.
plights of being a small podcaster.
Yeah.
Our Spotify numbers are getting better though, so
Yeah.
that's it.
I'm glad
We're
people
a
are
bunch.
listening.
Yeah, we have like we started this podcast in like January, December, and honestly, like we're not huge still, but like our growth is better than I thought. Like definitely we would have stopped way sooner if we had like no one listening, but like there's a small enough community that keeps us going. So
Yeah.
our number one fan, what's his name? Oh yeah, Wemby's
oh
left
Wemby's
arm.
left arm. What does
He's our
that
number one.
even mean?
He's Wemby's left
That's
arm.
what
It's
he
literally
is.
his
Why?
username.
He's commenting on our stuff. He's one of our bigger fans. So yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
So we're small enough to pay attention to our fans. So but
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm glad you
let's
guys.
get in. So yeah, let's get into this game time. All right, so here I'll explain the rules quickly. It's pretty simple. How was taking an everything shower, and I was like, which for having a guest on my podcast, what game should we do? So and I was like, could do trivia, could do some hoop grids, and I was like, no, let's just do a straight up just name that NBA player. So I'm gonna send I'm gonna make my co-host Raj and our guest Leviya compete against each other. And I'm just gonna send them each. The viewers are able to see the player on their screen, and then I'll send it to you guys individually. And the theme is these are all players who have played at least a game in the 2010s,
Oh, I'm
and
cooked.
they no, but they play. Some of them are current, some of them are gone, but some are current players. But none of them were older than like 2010s era. And then
Okay.
they both have played for the Wizards and Sixers. These are all Wizards Sixers crossover
I
players.
have to do name to face. Oh God.
Look,
Okay.
I started watching basketball in 2022. I don't.
I have to do name to face. I'm so bad at
We'll
that, but let's
see.
do it.
We'll see.
Okay, the first player, I'm gonna give you both freebies. Okay, so
I
let's have
already know
Livy.
what my freebie's gonna be. Just go though. Just go.
Okay, what do you mean you don't know?
Who is
Well,
that?
this is
Actually,
well, this is.
quick question. Who the fuck is that?
Oh wait, I said. Oh wait, this is not. Wait, this is not the freebie. This is not the freebie.
Maybe
I
that's what
said
you
the
just
wrong.
won. Yeah, like I don't
Who?
No,
listen.
he's
Who?
played recently. Okay, fine. Well,
Recently,
okay. I
I
changed my
just
mind.
don't recognize this person.
The first question is not a freebie. Okay, I'll give you. I'll let you have a photo friend, and I'll let you have a Sully hint per
I
question.
don't have a
Sully Hint.
friend.
I don't know who to ask except you.
I
Okay,
don't
he
have a
currently.
friend.
This guy, he's
Is he in the
playing with both
league?
the Wizards,
Like right now?
not in the league anymore, but he works for the Monumental Sports broadcasts.
Okay, I don't know who that is actually.
I don't know who this is.
So you
You
both you
not
you both are an offer on this one.
Yeah.
listen. I told you
I just haven't seen this face before.
who the fuck
He
is this?
okay. Well, let me hold up. Since you both got it wrong, I get to play the.
Oh, that's crazy.
When you say the name, I'm gonna be. I just can't do name to face. That's my worst. But go, just go.
All right. Since you both got it wrong, the player here is the mid-range god himself, Jason Smith.
All
I
right,
don't know
I
who that
don't
is.
know who that is.
He's responded to me on Instagram before when I was in
Yeah, so
middle
that's why I don't
school,
know who that is.
and I was honored when he responded to me on Instagram. But apparently,
Listen,
y'all don't.
maybe now we'll stand. Maybe after this I will go and stand. I don't know.
Jason Smith.
I was going. Yeah,
He's
I
usually on
was
like the
just like. Mhm.
he's usually on the Monumental post game reports, so that's where
Okay,
you'll
so that's
see
why I
him
don't
at
know who
these
that
days.
is because I watch whatever they give me on my Jason Tatum League Pass, which I got for free when Jason Tatum was giving out free League Pass. So I don't know if I've ever listened to the Monumental Sports broadcast.
I forgot about that incident, like the 2 days of free league pass after oh
Yeah, thank you, Jason Tatum. I have free League Pass.
yeah. Also, I keep asking Raj to split league pass with me, and he's like, no, I prefer using my streameast.net,
Dude,
whatever you
it
use.
works.
I use that too. I fear if I'm trying to watch
It
a specific
works.
if I'm trying to watch a specific broadcast, I use that. But
All right. Well, next one will actually be a freebie. I'm not gonna make the next one as hard. Okay, this is the original freebie I had. That's why I knew that you guys were gonna get it instantly. All right, you guys
oh,
ready?
yeah, go ahead.
This is the freebie you probably were assuming.
Oh, Daddy.
Yeah, I know this man too
I
well.
think, yeah,
That is Michael
that was
Muscala.
Mr. Muscala.
All right.
Mr. Michael Muscala getting a smoothie at Foxtrot at 4 p.m. That's what he did. That's how I met him.
He went to
Hope
Bucknell
he enjoyed it.
University, which is like a
Yep,
private university.
Patriot League legend. Mm-hmm.
I'm only aware of Bucknell because we clapped them in football because they were like our easy first opponent of the year.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like the Patriot League politics are interesting. If you look up between like the CAA and the Patriot League, this is not a college basketball podcast. I won't go down that route. But
Patriot League is very interesting though because
yeah,
I
and it's
went to
just,
a Patriot League school.
but it's just yeah, like Muscala kind of acts like a guy who went to a school in the Patriot League. All these like private schools are kind of yeah.
Yeah, that's the
All
hair
right,
I was talking about though. That's the
that's the
mullet.
yeah.
It
All right,
worked
all
for
right.
him. I wish he kept it, but whatever. Let's move on.
All right, so you both are 1-1 now, and this is a best of 10. So
God, I don't know if I can do any better than this. I'm so bad at. You give me a face and I have to put a name to it. I can't. I can do the other way around, but this is just so difficult.
and okay, also loser has to delete their whole social media presence. So if you lose Raj, we delete the podcast. Okay, okay, it's not true, but let's pretend it's true
There's a lot of
for
pressure on me now.
for the
Goodness.
suspense. For the suspense, let's pretend. All right.
Okay.
Alright. Our next player, I think this one should be pretty easy too. Boom.
That is Raul Neto.
I was about to say
Yeah.
Ty's.
That's
That's not
not
Tyus.
Tyus Jones, my boy.
All right, well, you're down, Raj. Now after that one.
Sorry, I have such beef with Raul Neto. He was just so bad for the Sixers that I could recognize that face anywhere because I spent a year and a half hating him.
But then when he came to DCL, we also had the same hatred because he started a lot for us too, and it was just like
Coaches love this guy, and he's not all that.
he's below average in
Don't get it.
everything.
I just don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get the hype
and
with
like
him.
I believe when we played the Sixers in the playoffs, that one the Westbrook year,
Yeah.
Neto was starting at the 2 guard for us, and that was such a bad like. That's what.
They think he's something he's not. He's another one of those players where it's like they think he's like scrappy white boy, and he just doesn't fulfill that role.
Yeah. All right. So Leviya is up 2-1 to Raj. Next up, let's see, what do I got? Okay, this one I think I'm gonna. I grew to love this guy through 2K My GM, but you
Okay.
guys might not
All
know
right.
this deep cut. Boom.
Nope.
Oh my god, I recognize that face. Is that Jonah Bolden?
I don't know who this is.
Good guess, but no, no.
Wait, I reckon.
He's
Is
a
that fucking?
he's a
Where does he
two-way
play right now?
contract.
Where does he play right now?
I believe he's in overseas now.
Because the only other name coming to my mind is Haywood Highsmith.
Not
It's
Haywood
that era,
Highsmith.
right? It was a.
It's that era of like the G League stars from that era. He's a part of
No,
that
it's
group.
that era of the Sixers players that like they would stay for like one season, they would ship them out. God, like Jonathan Simmons? Like who the fuck is this? Because I know the
Jonathan
face.
Jonathan Simmons is so much better. Oh, but Jonathan Simmons is one of my favorite what ifs in NBA
God,
history.
this face is so familiar. I know I've watched this man play a million games.
I haven't seen this face in my life.
Oh my god.
I'll give you a random hint. He's the same. He's not related, but he has the same last name as a Knicks player, a Knicks starter. That should help, I think.
What?
Bronson, DiVincenzo, Hart, Hartenstein.
None of these last names are Sixer last names to me.
I know I'm missing one person. Who am I missing on the net?
I know
DiVincenzo,
exactly
Hart,
what
Bronson,
roster this guy was on, but I just can't
Randall?
name him.
Julius
Shazam
Randall?
Randall, oh my god.
Oh,
You got it. She got
That
it.
came to me in a dream. Like, oh my god. Shazam Randall, of course.
Oh my
God, I listed all these other bottom of the barrel Sixers. Dude, okay. I'm glad I got that at least.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh,
Whew.
for shame, Raj. For shame.
for shame. For
Yeah, for
shame. What? Who is this?
You should know Chase and Randall. He was
Chase, though.
Chason, or is it Chason or Chase? I don't.
I don't know because these are the guys that I would watch a broadcast every once in a while, but mostly just watch on the internet.
I
So
remember the Wizards picked him up right after Wall Tour's ACL. He got a 10-day, and that's how I remember him on the Wizards. All right, all right, here we go. Let's see. Next
that was
up,
so scarring.
is a guy who was popular more in the early 2000s, but he played for so long
Okay.
that he was also a 2010s guy. He's played for both
Take
the
a
Wizards
look.
and
Who is this?
I know the
he
face,
was.
but not the name, and that's the worst part.
I remember my first Wizards game I went to, and I 2014. I remember watching these teenage guys. I was young back then.
Is
I was
this
these
Mike
teenage guys.
Scott?
That is
That
not
is
my
not Mike Scott.
I'm just naming random wizards you told me. I don't know
But
who this is.
these old guys,
Is this
these teenagers
Bonga?
next
Is
to
this
me. That is
Sori? Is this
not Isak Bonga.
alright, then that's all I
That is
know.
not. Can you just give me this one? I wasn't watching basketball like that at that time.
All right, Andre Miller.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
Like he,
That's one. I wish I could have gotten that one because I know it's
he's
the name to face or face to name, whatever.
he's the Ish Smith of the early 2000s, basically. So
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't seen Ish Smith in here so far. I don't. I wonder if he's coming up or not.
let me move. Okay, well now you're not getting Ish Smith as the next one. I'm
Okay, you
removing
don't
Ish
have
from
to
the
give
game.
me Ish Smith. No, wait. Can I at least get that?
Okay,
Do I get a point for
fine.
Ish Smith? All right.
Wow, look at this. Who is this? Oh my god.
God. Oh my god. It's
Okay,
another.
I'll give you
I
both the
have
points, so it means nothing. It means nothing. So it's four
Okay,
to two now. It's
thank
4 to 2.
God.
I
4 to 2.
don't
Since I
even
know.
know who this is. And this looks like a jersey that was recent, which is the worst part.
Wait, are you talking about?
Oh no. Okay, wait, that's a Smith.
Are we leading into the bit right now, or?
I was for a little bit,
Okay.
but now
Well.
I'm
Oh
not.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, I do kind of. Actually, no, I don't miss the Gray Wizards. Yeah, I
No.
wasn't a fan. Yeah. But yeah, you both get an ish point.
Ish point.
Even casuals at this point, no ish. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Should be the
Next
next
up,
one.
this one. Here you go. Boom.
I don't know.
I can't do the
I
other.
don't know.
If you asked me just to list guys who have played for both the Sixers and the Wizards, I would go all the way. Like I would have a list, but like I just can't do. I can't put a name to a face. It's so bad. Like I
You
think
both
I should
tap.
get tasted. I should probably get tested for like face blindness because it's that bad. Can you give me
That's why
just the
like
name of this man so I can go? I know who that is.
it's Shelvin Mack.
God damn it!
Never heard of that name in my
Raj,
life.
I made a TikTok. He was like, I briefly mentioned him.
Why would I
I'm
remember who this is?
so you don't watch the TikToks I
His name
upload
is
to our account.
Sheldon. Like
Shelvin's a great name. Great name.
move
Elite name.
along.
All right, so it's still 4 to 2. Is ready for the next one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
All right. Boom.
that is such a face that I know. That
I
is a
don't.
face that
I've
I
never seen this
know.
face either.
How?
More recent, he's had a recent run with the Mavs conference finals team like 2 years ago. And then he kind of fell out of the league after that. Is he on a team right now? No, he plays for the Mexico City G League team right now, so that's interesting.
I know who this is, but I just can't. Like I'm so. This is my worst
He's a
skill. Like we're just.
2013 lottery pick. Um,
And I know those drafts like the back of my hand. This is the worst.
and I feel like he played. I don't want to say meaningful Sixer minutes, but some Sixer minutes that meant something.
God, can you give me like what who else he was on teams with? Because then I'll be able to put it together. Like for the
um,
Sixers.
for the Sixers, let's see. Who was on that Sixer team? Okay, to be fair, he only spent half a season in Philly before moving to Dallas.
Just tell. Yeah,
On that Sixers team, Matisse Thybulle was on that team.
it's not helping.
I'll give you two
God, like
more.
like the Seth
Shake,
Curry
Shake,
shake and
Shake
was
Milton was on this team.
yeah.
I'll
Like
give you.
like Rajon
Also,
Tucker.
no, no Seth Curry either on this team. Howell Neto was on that team. If that helps.
Ooh, this was 2019, 2020, wasn't it? Um,
Come on, Raj, make a comeback.
Who is
God,
this? Who is
I
this?
have to go down that. I have to go down the line. I have to go down the line.
Who is
Um,
this?
Half a season. Half a season.
half a season in 29. I was so into this. Like that was like my. That was one of my like peak. Like I was so locked in seasons.
Um,
Um,
Al
Chris,
Horford was on this team, so.
that's not Al Horford. I know that much. Why can I not? What is happening to me? Somebody who was only there for half the season was traded. What trades were made this season to Dallas? Something, something.
Don't quote me. I
Yeah.
could very well be wrong, but I might be the Josh Richardson trade? Question mark, question mark.
Okay. Like, who did. No, wait, no, that happened after. He went to the Mavs after. We got him from the Heat. We didn't trade him
Yeah,
away
you're
that
right. You're
season,
right.
so this
You're
wasn't
right.
part
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, you're right. It
Trying
was
to think of
Heat.
who
Yeah.
was traded
Hold.
between the Mavs and the Sixers that season. I'm going insane. I know that roster so like the back of my hand. Like, what is going on? You really found a game that just puts my worst skill on display. Like, I can't
Hey,
do back. Like, I can put a face to a name and not the other way around.
My co-host isn't doing much better right now
I
either.
still don't know what you want me. I don't know what you expected from me.
Can I look at the roster? Can I look at this roster?
I will allow it, and I'll allow Raj to do
Okay.
it too.
I don't
Raj,
know
you
what
can
to
also go.
search up. Who
You
is
can't
Like, I
this?
know this roster.
go to Basketball Reference. They don't like just go over the
I'm
overall
looking at it
list.
right now, and it's not James Ennis because I know that guy. Is that Trey Burke?
It's Trey Burke.
Oh my
I'll,
god.
I'll give half. I'll throw you 4.5 because I feel like the Basketball Reference kind of helped a lot.
Okay,
But
can I like defend myself here?
go ahead.
That I went to the page, I looked at it for 1 second. He's the second name down, and I was like, that's Trey Burke. Like I didn't look through it and like deduce in my head. Like it just came to me.
I'll give you 3/4 a point.
3/4.
Fourth is 4 3/4
It's
to
my
2 right
worst
now.
skill. You're exposing me to the entire internet. This is why I
Don't worry,
could never be a broadcaster.
like no one's gonna take away your basketball sicko license
Yeah.
after this game. You'll still have it.
I
Don't
think I just
worry.
need to go to like whoever diagnoses you with face blindness.
See, I'm honestly, I'm if basketball players, it's weird. I remember, but like real people, I also struggle with face names. And like, I'm kind of going down a road where there's a good chance I become a professor or some kind of academic, and like I'm
Yeah.
scared. I'm not gonna remember
Oh,
any
I'm
of my
on that.
students' names.
I'm on that road too. My problem is that it's like kind of the opposite, where it's like if I know you and like you're my friend, I've had like multiple conversations with you, I know who you are. But if we had one conversation, or if you're just somebody that I've seen, like I don't know you, and I expect that you don't know me back. So I think that's why I can't. Obviously, these guys don't know me back unless they're very online. But these aren't people that I actually know, so therefore the name and face just don't like unless. And again, with these guys, it's like once you jog my memory and I'm like, oh, I've watched you on this team with these specific people, it comes back. But like, if you just show me like random picture of a guy, I'm like, I know who that is, but I can't name him. Um, this is really
Yeah,
interesting. I'm learning a lot about how my brain works. I'm having fun.
as a psychologist, this is really interesting to me too. So this may be going in
Okay.
my case. This may
Oh,
be going in my case
you're a
case.
psych guy. That's so interesting.
So
Yeah, no,
like
put it in. Like this is really interesting because
I've been doing research on like face recognition, like all that stuff
ooh,
too. So
okay. Put me in your research because I think I'm a strange case. And if you're doing psychology about sports fandom, hit me up. I love that kind of stuff.
100%, yeah. Like if I already like, yeah, like I'm glad I have. We'll all connect on LinkedIn after this, so we
Yeah,
can
hell yeah.
maintain the professional connection.
Yes, please.
All right, let's see. All right, now are y'all ready for the next guy?
I'm ready for the next one.
All right, this is like a boom. How do I describe this guy?
My goodness.
Stop.
Perennial to like sixth man from like 2013 to 16. Lakers fans kind of hate him. I think so, Sixers fans. Actually, I remember Sixers fans said they liked him when I talked about him in an obscure Wizards
Oh
player post
God.
on TikTok. So I've seen Sixers fans say good things
Is
about
this
him.
Chris Paul? Who is this?
Raj, you see, one of
Oh
our
my
TikToks.
goodness. That is
This is
not
not
Chris
Chris.
Paul.
Well, if you watched Clipped, he could be the actor for
Who
Chris
is
Paul in Clipped.
Yeah, that's
Clipped?
true.
Oh
The,
wait,
the
that's a
dude,
show. I don't know what Clipped
the,
is.
the new Hulu show. It's worse than whatever the Lakers show was really good. They made the
Winning Time was
Showtime.
really
When it,
good. I
that was so good.
loved
I'm so
Winning
sad that got
Time.
canceled. That's
I
so
am
sad.
too. I miss
But like
it.
Clipped sucks. I'm real. Clipped is not good.
Yeah. I'm just like trying to like rack my brain over who I think this could be because I'm like, who wore number 20 before Markel Fultz?
The
That's how
faces are
I'm
not
doing it.
close. Yeah, the faces are. It's just yeah. So I'm gonna guess that you guys are still kind of lost on this guy.
I'm listen, you're just picking my worst skill to display to the entire internet. So
All right, that is Jody Meeks.
fuck! Oh my god. Because these are the players that came right before when I was like really a sicko. So it's like I like watched them, like I saw them, but I didn't like lock in.
To be fair, I do think Meeks was more like bad process era Sixer. So
Yeah,
I get that.
I
You
locked
get
in
you reap the
2017.
so you reap the benefits of the post process era,
I
basically.
was still in hell, I think. The last couple the Jimmy Butler trade did us in and just made us bad, I think.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy was good, but the way they executed that was awful. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Dario stan and I wanted to keep him in Philly. I'm saying it because I think the way they handled that and just traded away two very at that time promising young players just screwed us over. But yeah, I guess I reaped the benefits. Is there another
All right,
guy?
next
Do you have more guys?
I'll give you. Okay, let's do 3 more just to give Raj a mathematical chance. I just saved like 20, 30 guys, and I'm just
Wait,
giving to
keep
you guys.
going. I love this.
Having fun?
I just don't know many guys. Yeah,
Okay, I'm
I know
glad
a
you're
lot of
having
guys.
fun.
I can't name to face. I can't face to name guys. I can do the other way
Oh,
around.
first one, just 7 wins. I don't know, lucky number 7. Okay, so you're 4 and 3/4.
Oh my
Raj is at 2.
god. Okay.
Okay, next one is pretty easy if you like watching NBA video lists or
Okay.
essays. This is a bit like
Hmm.
this is a prime video essay kind of guy.
Hmm. I'm mildly interested in that.
This guy's also, let's say, a victim of bullying. Another,
Oh no, I know the guy. I think I know the guy. Just send him. You're
as I
killing it.
mentioned, victim of NBA bullying, victim of a lot of NBA lists overall in terms of like disappointment. So
Hmm.
former Wizards lottery pick, bounced around so many. Kobe hated on him for a bit. Stephen A. Smith hated him on him a lot.
So if this is Kobe era, I don't know who this is.
But he carried into the 2010s because his career was somehow long. I don't know how.
Did he carry into 2017? That's when my knowledge really.
Okay, I'm gonna start to be 2017 plus players after
Yeah.
this.
Well, okay.
Please. Oh, actually, that won't help me anyways.
There's a couple of them that I know. There's a guy in my noggin who is like 2016ish plus. Because I really that when I say 2017, I mean starting in
Is this the guy
2016,
you were telling me
2017.
about, like the draft bust?
Mhm.
What's his face?
He's won the biggest bust in history. Come on, there's only so many Wizards busts out there, and
Oh, you were
it's not
telling me this the other week.
it's not Jan Vesely because Vesely never played for the Sixers. And Vesely's actually no, Vesely is 2010s, but I hate him. I don't want to look at Jan Vesely.
I know his name.
I'll give
Kwame
you.
Brown.
Oh my god.
Yes.
You're telling me I couldn't fucking face the name Kwame Brown?
Yes. Finally.
Go Raj, because I know who that
Finally.
is, but I could not
I don't
fucking
even know
think
who
of.
this is.
Oh
I
my
don't know who this is either.
goodness. Oh, shut up.
I just remember him telling me the
This is
biggest
my
draft
worst
bust.
skill.
This is like when I was
Hey,
teaching you about Wizards lore, and I was like, "This is one of our worst picks, Kwame Brown." And you're like,
Catch.
"Okay, all right."
go
So
Raj, because wow, I couldn't face to name that one.
all right, it is now 4 and 3/4 to 3. So
I'm about to die.
okay,
You're about to take my crown.
I'm not.
You could.
I don't recognize any of the people he sent since Ish Smith. I don't know.
okay. This next one, I'm gonna give you guys a freebie. You guys have been I want you guys to get off my back about these guys I'm
Okay.
choosing. So
If it's
next
a
one's a
freebie and I
freebie.
don't know.
It's a freebie, but it's her first person to say. So you guys got to be really quick about this one, okay?
I'm gonna lock in.
All right. Yeah. All right. You guys
Gotta
ready?
lock in. I'm just looking. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh
That's
god,
Landry
Lever
Shamet. That's
Shamet.
Landry Shamet.
Who said it first? Shoot, I should. We need a buzzer. God damn it. I should. I trusted my
The
ears.
hair threw me off for a sec, but I'm like, that's Shamet.
Yeah, that's Landry Shamet.
I don't want to
I
score
love
this.
Landry Shamet.
We like Shamik because he has a fun photography account, and
He's
like
so silly.
I hate his lack of defense and his plus minus. But besides, like as a person, I like him.
He's such a silly Billy. I love Landry Shamet. He was one of those guys that I was super excited about in the Sixers, and I was like, why would you trade him? But now I kind of get it. But back then I didn't get it. I love him though.
There's always players
He's
you
my
get
beloved.
attached to.
Yeah.
All right, for the sake of speeding up the game, I'll give you both the points. So it's
God damn it. Okay, fine, fine,
five and
fine.
3/4 to 4. 5 and 3/4 to 4. So you're only
That's
2
not
away from
helping
winning,
me.
Livy. Okay, I'm running thinner on potential guys.
I have a guy that I am a
You got to
sick.
give me
I
a
am
chance here.
personally. There's a guy that I personally am a sicko about, who has played for both of these teams. And keep in
Okay,
mind, I personally am a sicko about this guy. And you might not know it because I'm kind of quiet about my sickoness for this guy in particular. Since this is a guy that I am a sicko about. So if he comes up, I'm getting that point.
okay. This is a guy I really liked his short time in DC, and I know he did a lot more in Philly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if you can.
No.
Okay. Give me,
I'm
give
gonna be
me,
nice
give
to our
me,
guest.
give me.
Oh, that's
That's Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell.
I think she got
I
it
fucking
first.
got that. I'm sorry. You said it a full 5 seconds after me.
The one time I recognize a player. The one time.
Is this who you're thinking of or not?
No, this is
Is it
not who
someone?
I'm a sicko about. I just
Oh,
know who that is.
Trez is cool. I like his
I like
he has the
him.
grill and
He's
definition
sick,
of hustle.
yeah.
Like though, he did punch. Either he got punched by KCP or KCP punched him when they're both in
I
DC together.
forget.
So it
I
was one
forget
of
who
those.
punched who.
But I remember there was conflict when he wasn't. That's why he got traded pretty quickly.
Yeah.
All right. So it is now 6 3/4 to 4. So Raj is on the death seat. The fate of the podcast is on the death seat right now. This podcast could
I'm
end
about
right
to end
here.
your podcast? Wait, that's crazy. Oh no. My guy
Okay.
still hasn't, my guy that I'm a sicko about hasn't come up yet.
Uh,
Crazy. Just think. Who would Leviya be a sicko about? Actually, I
uh,
don't want you to give me this because then your podcast dies.
Yeah, no, I'm close. That's it.
next one. I'm debating whether to go super hard or super easy for the next
Just
one.
go super hard first because if we both don't get it, then we get the easy one. So I want to see what you have
Okay, super
loading.
hard. Super hard. That's
Ooh.
he's super hard. That's recent-ish.
I'm gonna
Actually, wait.
this might be my guy. Might be my guy that I'm a sicko about.
There is
Just
no
go.
way.
Just send it. Just send it. Just go.
Okay, to be fair, this guy was only on a Wizards preseason team.
Oh, okay, but send it
But
anyway because I might
This
have it.
season?
I'm like 3
Oh, okay,
seasons
that's it.
ago.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know then. I give up.
Okay, hold on. I need to
Just send
obtain
no.
it.
I want to see.
This
I want
guy's
to see if I can name the guy.
this guy's cute. I'm choosing the best image of him.
Okay.
What?
He has a nice smile. Okay.
I have like 3 or 4 guys that are guying in my head, and I just
Just dudes being dudes in your head, huh?
yeah, guys guying around in my head. I love naming guys.
All right. Here's.
Oh
Can
my
you
God,
Are
name
you
this
Kyle
talking?
guy?
O'Quinn. Kyle
I
O'Quinn.
thought that was
My
James
beloved.
Harden.
That's Kyle O'Quinn.
The
Now we have to
podcast
keep
is dead.
going. We have give me the rest of what you have, because see now I'm getting it.
Okay.
You said that was
Good
hard,
hard based on the you guys didn't get Trey Burke for a while, so I was like Kyle Quinn, no way.
but he's my beloved. The difference between Trey Burke and Kyle O'Quinn is that I love
That's true.
Kyle O'Quinn.
Kyle
He's
Quinn,
not
like
who
this brief.
that's not who I'm a sicko about though. So you're still missing a couple of guys.
You see what I mean by Kyle? He's so happy in every
I
photo I see of
love
him.
him. I love him. I just
Okay,
he's friend shaped. That's what I always said about him when he was on the Sixers. I'm like, I can't get mad at him because he's friend shaped. Like I just want to hug
exactly.
him. I don't know.
Okay, we'll
He's
keep
cute and cuddly.
going. All right, we'll keep going until I run out, since you guys are having a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm having so much fun with this.
So much fun.
Raj is not-
Guys. I love naming guys.
Okay, next
Well,
up, I'm
I
gonna show him.
haven't. Yeah. Well, I have one that could be easy for Raj, but I don't want to tell you because then I also want the point. I don't want to say it out loud.
I'm not doing Ubre. Ubre is too much of a layup.
That's who I was thinking of for him.
I'm not doing Ubre. Ubre is like,
Because I'm like, did he even know he was on the Wizards? Like that's what I was getting at.
Raj knows Ubre was on the Wizards.
Before
Okay.
before you joined, we were talking about like this game and like the
Yeah.
point of it. And he said like people on like the Sixers and Wizards. First person that came to my mind, Kelly Oubre. That's like all I know.
Okay. That's not even who I'm a sicko. That's not who I'm a sicko about. So you have to keep digging. See, it's like I'm a sicko. I am a sicko about Kelly Oubre, but that's not who I'm thinking of.
All right. Our next guy's in street clothes because he was kind of famous for his off-court stuff.
Kyle Kuzma.
He's swaggy. That's a really good hint.
Swaggy P.
His
As in
name?
Nick Young.
Yeah. Okay.
Who the hell is this?
Swag. This is you showing that you're like a true Gen Alpha NBA fan now.
Yeah, you're right.
No, because you know like Eugene Amarui, and modern modern NBA like niche
Yeah,
guys.
you're right.
You're really good.
That's
like Luca Garza. Like those kind of
Oh
guys.
God.
But then you don't remember Nick Young, and that's where you're
never
at.
heard of a Nick Young before.
Swaggy P.
If you don't know like the whole Iggy Azalea thing. Like,
I don't know who that is either.
okay.
Well, that's not
This is
even
the
an
pop
NBA
culture.
player. Yeah, that's this
Azalea
thing.
is
This is
not
a rapper. Yeah.
this is a pop culture thing now,
Wow.
Raj.
I need another guy. You have to keep injecting me with guys.
Pause. Okay. Anyways. Alright, let's see. Who's left?
Because you haven't, the guy I'm the sicko about hasn't come up. So once you're out of guys, if he hasn't come up, then I'll give you that guy. And I hope you just don't even know who this guy is. Like, that's
He'll know who it is. He
my
knows
hope is
everybody.
I'll outguy you. I want to outguy you.
You can't outguy Sully. That's not possible.
I'm the guy of the guys.
He
Okay,
knows
now
everybody.
now
Are
I'm
you
offended, and
really?
now I'm gonna send a photo of this guy with a mask. He's
Oh
one of the he's a masked
God.
magician.
Oh
Boom.
no. Oh, dude, you,
You made me mad, so I
sorry.
accept this.
Sorry, I don't know.
you,
You're gonna give me a
Raj,
mask
No,
and I already can't do face to name?
you don't know Tim Frazier? Wow.
No.
see, you can't beat this guy. It's not possible.
No, but I can
No,
outguy you because you haven't said my guy yet. So I'm gonna
I'm
outguy you.
scared.
It's not on your
I'm
list.
scared she might be right. I'm scared she might be right
I
I
that
think
she
she
might be
needs
might
right
more
actually.
because this is
context to know.
no, but just
Let's
keep
move on now.
sending them. Keep guying
Okay,
me.
okay.
Lock in
Um.
Sully.
Okay.
I'm scaring him. I'm scaring the host.
Okay. This guy won a custody case recently, and I once said that
What?
when Raj does his f boy stare that he does sometimes, Raj looks like him.
Okay.
Raj knows what I'm talking
Yeah, I
about.
know what you.
Oh my
Rashawn
god.
Holmes. There we
You got
go.
it before me.
Rashawn. Finally. See, these are the guys I
Okay.
know.
See, that's there you go. Because
Not a Rashawn sicko.
I do enjoy Rashawn Holmes. I was a little bit of a sicko for him when he was on the Sixers, but it just took me more than 1 second. So congrats, Raj.
Rashawn Holmes is just an old Gafford. That's what
Yeah,
Rashawn Holmes.
you outguided me. One Raj outguided me there.
All right,
Finally.
it's 8.5 to 5 now.
So I'm
All right.
interested to see if you got my guy, if you guide me, or if the guy,
Okay,
whatever.
we have literally only three photos left that I
Okay,
procured.
okay.
The next guy played at Georgetown. He's nicknamed the Moose. Um, boom.
Oh my god. Because I'm gonna say Jonah Bolden.
Who
I'm saying
is
Jonah Bolden
that?
again.
Not him.
It's
Who
that
is
era though,
this?
right? Is it Haywood
Who
Highsmith?
is?
I'm sorry. These are my that era.
Kind of. He
Um,
was his prime was on the Bucks and Pistons, and then his late career was
but
Sixers Wizards, and
he was on the StubHub era
he
because
wasn't
I
a
know
stud.
that jersey.
And he was
Was
played
it
on the Wizards. He was,
2020, 21?
I believe, and he also played on the Wizards COVID team. So that's how right.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
god,
have
he
a
was on the
hint,
Clip
even
Wizards.
though it won't help me. Give me a hint.
He was on the Clip
he's
Wizards.
a wizard. He's a Wizards bubble guy. That's how I kind
Oh,
of
okay.
got it.
Yeah, I
God.
don't know who this is.
Oh
Can
god.
I get a last name?
Last name will help be too
That
easy. He
just
has a
gives you
Not
the whole
really. What
thing.
about last name, first letter?
last name M,
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
and he's the
God.
Moose.
Oh
The
my god.
Moose.
I'm literally right
I feel like I
there.
slightly remember you telling me about this person.
I'm
But
right there to the guy. I'm trying to
he's a
think
he's a
because
he's
he
a
played on.
2019 Sixers guy. Yeah, he's
Yes,
a
he was on
2019.
the fucking 2019 StubHub Sixers, but it was post Jimmy Butler. This was when they got bad, right?
Yeah,
God.
I've seen this face before.
he was never a starter for the
Ooh.
Sixers or Wizards. Only really the
GR3,
Pistons.
GR3, Glenn Robinson, Alec Burks. No, Alec Burks is still good. Never mind. God, this face is like facing in my mind. I can't name to the face. And it's not any of the usual offenders. And it's not James Ennis because I know my James Ennis. And if it is James Ennis, then I'm God, like Greg Monroe.
Yeah, Greg the Moose Monroe. Greg the
Who
Moose.
the hell is
The
that?
Moose. I'm impressed though. Like with enough thought, you do get it.
Yeah, I have to just link guys in my mind until I get to the guy. And you still haven't said my guy I'm a sicko about. So I'm interested.
Okay, this next guy, I think Sixers fans know him really well. He only played, I forget that he played only a year for the Wizards. I mean, only a game
Yeah.
for the Wizards. Not even a year, a
Oh, great.
game.
All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. I got this.
But he
Is it
did
gonna be
start
my
with the
boy? It might be my boy.
He's one
Go.
game for the Wiz, and then okay, here we go. Is this your guy?
That is not my guy.
Dude, he's doing the light skin
God.
stare.
Okay, post Ben Simmons, that's gonna be Daniel House, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh
So
yeah, him. My favorite.
you didn't have my guy.
He played one game for the Wizards in 2017.
Yeah.
One game.
So I
So
got that one.
yes.
Anyway,
So is it?
you didn't. That's all the guys you have?
I have one final guy.
Okay, go. Guy me.
This is. I don't think this is going to be the guy that's
You're
like
actually
the
gonna
end
get
all.
out. God, that's crazy. I haven't seen
Is
this
he gonna
before.
be the guy all end all guy all? And guy B guy?
Gotta go
I
deep in
don't.
your bag for this one.
No, because this guy's not even that. Actually, I could see Leviya like being that
If this
sicko
is
for this
it,
guy.
this is the sicko, the guy I'm a sicko about, then you won the whole thing.
Because NBA meme community likes this
Oh
guy,
my,
or
yeah, all right, gimme.
they used to. He kind of fell out of favor once it became the Caruso meme era, but he's like the before that.
Okay.
Okay, Shaqtin' a fool.
That's not even him, but that's JaVale
Oh,
McGee.
JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
I know this person. Yes.
You didn't get my guy!
Who's the guy?
Justin Anderson!
Justin Anderson was a preseason Wizards guy. Okay,
And you put a preseason Wizard guy in here, Kyle Quinn. So
Justin Anderson, and he's like a
and
UVA guy.
he got bonked by fuck,
He,
I forgot
he,
he got bonked by
he got.
somebody. That's when he said
I remember
memes. I was
that
like, oh duh.
there was that mini fight he had in the preseason with the Wiz. Yeah.
Yeah, he got bonked.
Dang.
I forget who he got bonked by. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna find it.
Bro, I got oh god, Justin Anderson was not on my radar for this
Yeah,
game.
he got bonked by one of the Morrises, Marcus Morris. He bonked him. Bonked him
Yeah,
in the face.
and when I was sitting there thinking like, what are some good sicko players to put? I didn't think of Justin,
I outsickoed
and
you.
I'm
I outguide you.
and I'm mad because like he went to UVA. We have
I love
UVA
him. I
too.
love him so much. He's like one of my top. Like I adore him.
Ugh.
So
What did he
wow,
do?
but you
What did he?
outguided me on a couple guys there, but it's just because I'm bad at. I knew who they all were. Like there were never any names I didn't know. So, but you face outguide me. That's just because I'm bad at that. I'm not making excuses. I'm genuinely saying like there's a couple where I was like, I don't. But then once you said the name,
Well, that was a lot of fun though. Like, that was fun
I love naming guys.
being the proctor. Yeah, it's like I feel like I've seen YouTubers do like these kind of name that player game
Yeah,
show, but now we get to be a part of our own version of it.
yeah. No, that was so fun. I mean, I love hoop grids and stuff like that. Like I've been doing a lot of that to help me kind of learn more older guys that I don't really know about. Because I feel like if I want to do this, like, or at least a semblance of what I do right now forever, I'm gonna have to really up my historical NBA knowledge because it's
I mean,
not great.
I think your
So
knowledge is there. Like from what I can tell, like you see, like your knowledge seems legit. It's just yeah, like you mentioned the face thing, but face thing is
yeah,
also like I don't blame you for that
that's
either.
just
So
me. That's just me. Yeah, no, I seriously like if they ever do a study on like because I don't think I have like actual face blindness where I actually don't know who you
yeah,
are unless you like
'cause that's a whole
open your
different thing. But
mouth.
there's like a milder degree of it to like
Yeah,
how like
I
just
definitely
like
have like the mild kind.
yeah, there's like I know there's like definitely like different people who are like I know it's like a left brain right brain thing too. Like people who
Yeah,
aren't in more way are you good better with faces. So
yeah,
the research behind it is really interesting. That's why I kind of got
hmm
into it a little bit. But
yeah.
yeah, no, you might be part of my case study in the future. We'll see.
Hopefully.
But yeah, that was super fun. Yeah, thank you for giving us like your Monday night to be on our little niche
Absolutely.
podcast.
I have
Yeah.
nothing better to do but play Fortnite. So
Well, sorry we kept you from Fortnite. What's your
okay.
go-to skin?
Ooh, I like Hope from the recent season. Her, but like the pink version of her. Like I play as pink underground chic Hope. I've never changed my skin. That was because I really got into it in like January. So she's my skin. I don't think I'm gonna change it. But there is a Fortnite skin that looks exactly like me, and it's weird. Her name's Triple Threat. She looks
Well,
exactly like me, and it's
Oh,
freaky.
is that the
it,
is that the
it,
It's
basketball
so
one?
yes, it's the
Yeah.
basketball girl.
This is what triple
It's
threat
so
looks like.
weird. She looks exactly like me,
I
like
do
down
see
I
to
her
like
see it.
red
I
sometimes.
is
see it.
red is my favorite color. I'm like, what? She looks exactly like me. But I did buy that when I saw it in the store pretty recently, but I don't really play as her.
You know, I've been in Fortnite since like I fell out of love for a bit, but
Yeah,
I've been in it since like this. I like to think the start, and but like I
yeah.
like to pride that all my skins I didn't pay for. They were just gifted to me by
Oh
my
wow.
good friend
Okay.
Raj. Raj gifted
Wow.
me
Aw.
my sushi skin.
He
Little
gave you that
sushi
$90
man.
Fortnite card.
Yeah, he gave me
Oh
the
my
dollar Fortnite.
god.
Who wants
Who
it?
wants? I forgot about that. Goodness.
Yeah, let's not brain rot her
No,
podcast
I'm
now.
already my brain's already so rotted.
Oh, you should see
I
his
almost
For You page. Good God.
Sorry, my
the
cat's
stuff
biting me.
well,
Oh my god, did you get that? Did you get that on camera?
it's
Yeah.
on footage. The cat knows.
Yeah. He just bit my arm 3 times on camera.
Well, yeah, as I said, thank you again for coming on. It was such a blast to have you as our
Yeah,
first guest. You were super fun to just talk ball and just random DC
of
stuff
course.
with you.
I
Yeah,
had
so
such a blast.
yeah, thank you. And is there anything you want to plug before you head off today?
I am Lisco_2000, basically everywhere. But my TikTok is just Lisco2000, no underscore, because I got lucky. But I'm probably gonna change that. Honestly, I should probably just do it to everything be together. But if you just look up Lisco2000 anywhere, I'll come up. Unless I don't, whatever. And then at any of my profiles, link in my bio to all of my writing, all of my video. If you have $1 a month to read my stuff, if you really like it, I have a Patreon. I do more narrative and creative stuff there. I do video for Bayside Baseball, which I have to work on something for them. They're like bugging me about it. I'm gonna have a video for them coming out soon, and yeah, no, I do all kinds of stuff. So if you like my content, you thought I was fun on this podcast, go check me out. Wendy's left arm, I will be seeing you, okay?
Yeah,
All right.
Oh man.
you're getting special treatment, Webby's left arm this episode. But yeah, all of Levia's stuff will be down in the description. I'll put like her link tree in the below somewhere in the description, so you can definitely
Thank
check her
you.
out. As always, if you're listening first time either on YouTube or Spotify, we're on all major podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Not iHeartRadio anymore. I removed us from iHeartRadio because I was
Yeah,
like,
no one
I,
used that.
I started realizing it was like this is a waste of my time getting us on iHeartRadio's app. So I kind of I lowered the list. We were like I even was like had us look at like Deezer or whatever. It's just
And
Amazon,
no one
Apple,
uses that,
and
yeah.
yeah. So you can find us on all of those major platforms. Go my Twitter if you want to see me yap is at Dake Mac and Cheese. Raj, what's your Twitter?
It's just my first name, period, last name. I'm not going to spell it out. It's too long.
We love foreign names.
We
Yeah.
do.
So yes, and yeah, that's a wrap on this episode. Yeah, so we're gonna continue to have Wizards off-season content coming up as we get closer to the draft. We're gonna be at the draft party at Capital One Arena if any of our small fan base wants to say hi. And yeah, that's a wrap I think for this episode. And all right, everybody, let's get into form. All right, this is the thing we do at the end of the episode. Would be all right. Everybody, keep on shooting those
DC threes.
DC threes. Kobe. All right.